Hello everyone, welcome to my channel, Off-Grid Investor. This is Dolph. I know you guys been waiting for my video, so here I am. I haven't made a video for a few days. Oh no, more than almost a week now. So here I am. In this video we're gonna talk about, as usual, we're gonna start off with the Tesla and NIO. I'm gonna talk about CCIV, Lucid Motor, a little bit. And of course, the Palantir as well. We're going to talk about that a little bit. And looking at the Pinterest, Pinterest, my love with Pinterest is still doing okay. So there are not much thing to say. If you want to ask me, like the particularly, some more detail, the question or something, you can ask me down below the comment section. I'll answer. I try to answer, all these comments, like you guys made. So you can ask me any questions if you have. And I'm going to talk about a little bit about the MicroStrategy. I haven't talked about the MicroStrategy. I was wishing that like this MicroStrategy like to stay a little, like the below the $700. I was hoping that like it'll stay there for a little bit longer so that I can add up some more money, but it went up quite a bit. What my price average that I first started my position was 820 or something, but I think sometime last week it pretty much went up all the way to 820. So I was thinking, I lost the chance to add some more shares, but we'll see. Like it is. With all that, the Bitcoin, run up recently, like went up to like the 60,000 almost, last week. So I'm guessing, I mean, they, like with all that, the billions, more than almost like $2 billion of the investment in Bitcoin, I'm sure they have made more than $1 billion in profit. But I wouldn't say that's a profit because, like it's not like, Michael Saylor is going to sell those Bitcoins anyway. So that's why I think, that it does, the stock price, is not really moving up much. Not like, like all this, the Bitcoin mining company like Mara or Riot, it moves a lot, but the MicroStrategy, it doesn't move because it is a solid company that, it generates revenue and all that. So, but I thought, it was a genius idea to invest in the Bitcoin in the first place. So I'm still holding my, the MicroStrategy. I did not add up, the more shares, when it was, the going down. But we'll see how this one the moves in the near future. Depends on the the price action. I'll do according to like how the stock moves. I'll come up with the different strategy later, so I'll tell you. And I haven't been talking about the momentum trade or the short-term trade for a while mainly because the market's been pretty shaky, as you know. I haven't been investing in the new trades like the past the week because I was being more cautious, you can say. So like that's what you do. Like the market like this, more the trades you do or more exposures that you make in the stock market, you're of course like you can be lucky and make the more money, some extra money here and there. But when it comes to the the long-term position, like like if you guys have been watching my videos, I've been buying through all those dips, but it is important not to expose too much in the the downturns, because that's sometimes you lose a lot of money by doing that. So I wanted to point out, it's like being careful in this kind of like the market condition is what is important. But the few the stocks that I would like to introduce is like right now is NVAX has a good the momentum right now, And somebody who's been trading, the NovaVex for a while, like how NovaVex moves. I think that the last time that when I called it out on NovaVex, and it went up more than a double, almost like the triples. So if you have made some the profit off of that, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. But it is all about the timing, and that's what I see now. Like it's got the momentum, because of all this AstraZeneca news. It kind of benefits, like NovaVex, I think. So we'll see. If I'd like to put some some money on the NovaVex now, and the short term. Like when I call like the short term, what I mean by the short term is like the less, like we're talking about like 3 weeks to 1 month, and maximum 3 months. Kind of that's what I short term, like that's short term play. When I say the momentum play or something, we're talking about like the week or two kind of play. So I want you to like understand, like if you're especially watching my video as for the first times, I want you to understand that's what I refer to. When I say like swing trade or something, I'm talking about like 2 weeks play, 3 weeks play to maybe 1 month the most. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. So when I call it like the short-term trade, so like like a NovaVex is what I call the short-term the trade. So we're talking about maybe less than 1 month the holding it, yeah. But if you do that, like please make sure that you do put your like the stop loss, and each let me see. So NovaVex it just moved up passing through the 20 moving average right now. So as you know, like it came down all the way down to like the 100 moving average, which was around $148. That was that's like 100 moving average, and it bounced right off from that, and it passed through the the 50 moving average. Now it did just pass through 20 moving average. Yeah, so that's what I like about this. And where do I see this one going? I can see this, when this NovaVex moves up, it moves quite a bit. And, my short-term target would be 247.48. So that's when it had bounced it off on that, the price last time, when it was like on around like the February 24th to 25th, around that, the date. So that's what it bounced it, back down. So that's the kind of like first, the price range, that I'll be looking at. And if it does go up to that, make sure to, take some profit off of it. And putting a stop loss right at that, the 20 moving average would be nice, which is 215. So how do you play this one? If you're like thinking about playing this one as a short term, please wake up early and look at the pre-market and see like the whole the vaccine companies, look at, the NovaVex or VexArt, the Moderna, and those companies, see how it moves. And when it just started green or something, that's when I would like to, to start my position. So we're talking about like between 225 to 215 price range, that's when I would like to start. But make sure to put that, the stop loss on that right at that, the 20 moving average. Then, that we're talking about a little low risk, but the short-term play. And another, the short-term play that I would like to introduce is AMC. and you know that there was news that just came out recently that the AMC they moved just like had quite a the upside the momentum today it kind of went up like almost a 4% today, but they said they're going to open up the 98% of all this U.S. location by starting on Friday. Yeah, that's like and 99% should be open by March 26th, they said. And the news came, came after hours, the Walt Disney also said, they're reopening the Disney parks and the Disney California Adventure Park, both on April 30th. Yeah. So I think, all these entertainment venues, especially like as a kind of recovery, the play and all this entertainment venues has been kind of shut down for like whole year, but now reopening and all that. So I think, those, the AMC stock has the great potential to go up, and you can, I think, you can make some, the extra money on, the trade on those right at this point. So I like the AMC now. And another one is Facebook. I'm going in and out of Facebook a lot if you have been watching this video. But, like there is a reason that I like to I like to trade Facebook because, the company is a solid, the company, it is a leader of, social media network, the company is like, the biggest one, as you know, and it's low risk, that's what I like about it. And, if you, the start position, like the, like when it's like really, the big red day, that's a safe way, like at the end of, like the market, like right before the market close or something, that's a good, the time to go in. And even like, if you want to, the start position, like the pre-market, like see the sector of, the social, the media sectors, like a Snapchat or, or Twitter and all that, to compare and see how they move, and the starting the position, the pre-market is what I suggest. But this video is, I'm not your financial advisor. This video is entertainment purpose only. I'm just the guy on the YouTube talking about stocks, mostly my stocks. So please do your own due diligence. And the next one I like, I'm looking at myself to trade the short term is a Plug Power, ticker symbol PLUG. Yeah. So the news, just like they had a very, the negative news, like this, so it had a big sell-off. But in my opinion, I think it is quite like overreaction, in my opinion. So I'd like to dip my toes on those big deep and play short term on this one. The Plug Power, I do like the company. And I did cover this one a couple of times in this channel, and there is a great futures in hydrogen, like the EV. So what happened in the Plug Power? So as you know, like the Plug Power, they filed a notification of late filing with the SEC, stating that it could not timely file its annual report for the period ended December 31st, 2020, because the company was completing a review of assessment of the treatment of certain costs with regards to classification between the research and development versus cost of goods sold. That's a kind of funny, yeah. And the recoverability of right of use asset associated with the certain leases. and certain internal control over these and other areas. The company stated that it is possible that one or more of these items may result in the charges of adjustments to current and prior period financial statement. So there is a kind of like the lawsuit filed, and it's most likely the company will have to pay the fine. Not much, I don't think. But the compensate maybe some the worst scenario happens, and they'll have to compensate all these investors who can prove actually like that they have lost, which is kind of a difficult thing to do because of that that somebody who investor off of that the SEC filing like or the earning. Particularly, I invested because of this earning or something. If they can approve that, they can probably, get some kind of compensation. But we'll see. So I don't think it's going to affect too much the financially, to the company. That's what I'm trying to say. So I still like, there is it is a good opportunity, I would say. So to how long we're talking about holding it? Maybe 1 or 2 months. Yeah, we're talking about. And the stocks that I like, Roblox. I've been telling you this one a couple of times already. I haven't started my position yet, but as I told you, I've spent a lot of money buying those Roblox. It is time for me to make some money off of Roblox, and I do like the company, and it's the same as the Activision, the Blizzard, ticker symbol ATVI. Yeah, so I've been going in and out of the company. I do like it, and because of all this gaming industry and all that, it's we're talking about by 2025 they're projecting more than 50 or 60% of growth, by 2025. So, whole, the market. So this, which is quite big. So, I still like, the Roblox, and I'd like to invest in the Roblox in a little bit longer term than just like short term. So I like that. And the company I like to invest in near future is Coupang, ticker symbol CPNG. Today I just looked at it. It went down quite a bit, like more than the 8% down. So the price is the sits at $43.19. But some of you like who are not familiar with this the Coupang, they just IPO. So I think it started off with like almost like $43, $40 range, but it all like on the day of IPO it went up to like almost like $70, and of course all those shareholders who've been the holding the stocks they made quite a money like the more than double, so they sold they've been selling, so kind of like the price is kind of like the downside pressure is there like right now. But what is a Coupang? Coupang is like same thing as like Amazon in Korea, but you can say like the Baidu of China or Alibaba of China. Yeah, but what like not like the China's stock. This is the South Korea the stock, and now it just became after this U.S. IPO, it became like one of the biggest the market cap the company in the South Korea. And so this, I do like it, this one a little bit longer than just short term. So but the one thing that I don't like about it is like it is a SoftBank, it is a backed IPO, and they were talking about this one, the valuation of 35 billion or something. And then right before the IPO, they raised it to 50, almost like 50 billions. That's what I didn't like about that. But this South Korea e-commerce market is estimated to be worth 90 billion in 2020. and on annual growth of 22.3%, and it is expected to reach 141 billion in 2024 at a compound annual growth rate of 12%. And that's what at the data and analytic the company come up with. And who else is backing up this company? Like we're talking about like the big the name, like the investment, like the BlackRock, which is like the one of the biggest the investment company in the world. The BlackRock and the venture capital firm Sequoia Capital, and the billionaire investor Bill Ackman. I like Bill Ackman, and I like his the way of the investment, and he of course that he made a lot of people rich, and a lot of people made money, lots of money because of him. So I do like him, I do like his personality as well. I don't know if you have ever seen him like on the interview, or the way he's thinking, and the investment and all that. So I really do like Bill Ackman. So in general, that's why I like the Coupang. So I'm thinking about putting some money in the Coupang, and I wanted to point it out that the company's revenue went up like more than 90% in the last year, 2019, which was kind of like beneficiary from the pandemic, of course. All this e-commerce, same thing. Here, like the Etsy or the Shopify, they all went up because of the pandemic. So the think that is it gonna like continuously do well after the pandemic? I would, in my opinion, there'll be a little bit of hiccup here and there, just because like now it's like everything's opening back up, and people rather to go around shopping, to go to the mall or actual like the retail, the stores to do more shopping than just like sitting at home and doing the ordering from the e-commerce. So I think that's why I think I told you last video about service industry and the retail, the book like industry, especially retail. When we talk about Nordstrom, Nordstrom is I really like to invest in Nordstrom as a short term right now. But those are the kind of like the stocks that I'm looking at. So what about the we're going to talk about the Palantir. Let me see. So Palantir, it's said right now. Like let me see. So I'm like I've been buying through deep on Palantir, as you know, but right now it's at $25.21. I'm not gonna buy more share of the Palantir anymore unless this one goes down below $22 or so. If it goes even below $22, maybe I'll pick up some more share. But at this point, I'm just gonna see where the stock goes the first. The another weakness, it has been added because of the CEO, Alex Karp. He came on the CNBC talking like, if you're on the short term, the investor, don't invest in our company. There are a whole lot more better options, out there, and blah 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 blah. So I think that it's kind of affected kind of negatively on the stock price. But I just wanted to mention that the demo day is coming up is April 14th. But how this one reacted last time when the previous demo day, the stock went up almost like $45 because of it was pretty much because of the demo day. That's the whole reason that you went up. So where do I think this one going? Like I do believe this one will go up like little, pre-anticipatory kind of run up right before the demo day. I can definitely see that happen. So if you're on this is my like the long-term position, same as like the NIO and the Tesla. So if you're on the short term, if it goes up to like, let's say, what I'm looking at is like on the November 27, the top was $33, and that one of course acted as a support line on like the January 22nd, 23rd to like the the 25th, that area. So like if it goes all up to first like $32 range or so, if you're a short-term, the investor, then I would make sure to, take the, the profit of it. That's what, like the more than 20% of the gain, 25% of the gain. So, take the profit and then put it on the side, just in case this one goes down, the below to right now the price range. Then you can add it up some more, or just take the, the profit if that's what you like to do. But yeah, that's what I wanted to kind of point out that. And what happened to so what, I probably want to share a little bit of my thoughts on the Tesla and NIO. Where is this one going? I've been buying the, buying the dip on Tesla and NIO. But in my opinion, all this, the bond yield going up, and there's the whole market is kind of spooked. Still, the whole market is shaky in EV sectors. But of course, the Tesla, it is the the leader of the EV automotive industry. So when the Tesla goes up, that's when all this NIO, the XPeng, like Li Auto and all those things, they'll probably move up at the same time. But when do I see that happen? I'm talking about, I'm looking at about, we'll have to be like the kind of patience on this one. But as you've been looking at this, the EV automotive, the sectors, it kind of moves within like the 2 or 3 months, the wave. So it just had a huge dips, recently. And when do I see this one bounce back? I'm looking at like maybe end of May, beginning of June. That's when I think you'll have that's like when I think about considering like the short term. So it may even take more than the 2 or 3 months. But as I look at it, like 2-3 months is the like the minimum that we'll have to kind of sit through and wait. But being patient is the key on NIO and the Tesla. But am I gonna buy any more shares? I'm not gonna buy any more shares unless the Tesla go down below below 620 or even below. Yeah, that's when I'll maybe consider buying more shares. But right now, I picked up a lot more shares. Like even below 700. So I'm not gonna even consider buying any shares. Also, NIO, I wouldn't buy any shares unless the NIO goes below $40. So that's what I'll maybe consider picking up some more shares on NIO. But if not, then I'm not even gonna mess around with that one. So I'll just go ahead and wait. I wanted to talk about CCIV. Sorry, I didn't want to make a way too long video, but I didn't make a video for almost a week or so. Like there's a lot to cover. But CCIV, I don't know how many of y'all like watched the videos of the Peter Lawrenson test driving the Lucid, the moto. Yeah, I think it was yesterday. Also, he appeared in the Jim Cramer's, the lightning round, and he had the interviews. So kind of the stock kind of reacted, upside. But then, after the interview, kind of sold it off. But like I've been telling you guys, the CCIV, the price at the $25 was very tasty. I don't know if you guys like to listen and believe me, and picking up the shares on $25. Uh, you know, uh, Now it's at the $29, the 50 cents. So I mean, the very bottom, like it went down like almost like what, $21 at one point. But I mean, who's gonna catch that? I mean, if you're one of those lucky one, got this one at the $20, yeah. But and the below $25, I think it is still, like the steal. Um, um, so that's in my opinion. Like why? Because like I told you many times, like once they roll out the first delivery, I can easily see this one go to $45 minimum. Like it can go up to like 60 or 80, even. And if you've been watching, how I've been trading this one, all my shares that I'm holding on CCIV, I made it free, which means, like it is all the profit that I make, to trading this at CCIV. And I've been keeping actually more the profit on cash. So it is a partial of all the shares that I have. It is a partial of the profit that I made on the CCIV, and that's what I want you to guys how trade the short term, and that's what I normally do, to make it free, so that like something like the short term play like this, you're pretty much playing with the house money. That's what it is, and to take the initial investment out. But some may argue, hey, then you don't get much, blah blah blah. Yeah, but that's what you do with the high conviction, the stocks. For me, like there'll be like like what, like the Tesla or Neo, or when the down market, like like they're still talking. A lot of money has moved to value stocks. What is a value stock? Like we're talking about. Like Kathy Wood in ARK Investment. Like I watched her video saying like, oh, we like to move. The money into the high. Like the secure. The stocks like a Regeneron or something. Like compared to Regeneron, my pick of stock will be like Johnson and Johnson. But besides the point, like you can kind of do that, like move your the stocks from like very like high growth, the tech stocks, to it's kind of a little safe, like way, not everything, because that's not how you want to do it either, because you want to stay in the play, not to move everything, but like moving the partial portion of like 30% or 40% or something to like a Regeneron or Johnson and Johnson or something, like the safe stock, while all this the high tech, the growth stock is downturn, like big, the correction like we had recently. So that's the kind of another way of the playing it. But where did I go with this one? Yeah, so CCIV. So I definitely see this one, the going $40 or $45 as soon as they first deliver the Rusi model, and now they're sitting at like what, like $4.5 billion in cash or something. So like the Peter in Jim Cramer's the interview, that he was saying like all this the future plan with the manufacturing, new manufacturing they're going to build and all that by 2023. Yeah. And they were talking about almost like $500,000, I mean, $500,000 the delivery by 2023. which is like what the Tesla did last year. So we're talking about like maybe 3 years behind, maybe 3 or 4 years, because who knows it's gonna that's gonna happen, whatever, because it is still in talk. But what I like about this one is like I like this one becoming better than Tesla. I mean like Tesla S model, and that's the only. But as a long term, that's the only the reason I it'll keep me the playing this one, because if it is not like very first day when the delivery comes out, all those car industry reviewer and all this, they will start making a video. Like there'll be like in a few days later, there's gonna be a lot of opinions about this car. And when somebody spending more than $150,000 for Lucid, the Dream Edition or whatever, of course it has to be like great performance, the car. I hope this one is better than the Tesla S, because that's what I mean. I would like to definitely test drive this one and see how the Lucid Moto feels and all that. But that's I would definitely keep and buy more shares on the very first day. And it comes out, like people will know how this car will perform. If it is something the bad, that's pretty much it. But they're pretty much the bad for the company. I don't know if it is going to be even like to survive through in this the competition, because the Apple is going to start the Apple the EV cars, like Hyundai is making like fantastic the EV cars, and the Volkswagen they're starting like their EV cars, and all this the Ford already have their the full EV cars and all that, like. So we'll see how this whole the EV automotive industry goes. But that's what that's my thoughts on the CCIV. So I think that's about it in this video, I guess. So I hope everybody is doing well in the stock market, and I'll probably see you guys a day or two. So have a good night, and I'll see you next time.